Hey guys, it's Tim, and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited. We are here, my bad, with our Money in the Bank predictions. So let's see who is rolling into the chat right now while we wait for this to get started. See who is here with us. Nick is not going to be with me live right now. At least I don't think so. Let me hit him back up and just double check. But as of right now, it's just going to be me. I do have his predictions. All right, Nick, do you want to be live? Nick, I am live. I'm live. You joining? Yes or no? All right, so as we talk tonight's Money in the Bank, we've got Albert Rainbow in here, Nicole Paulus. What is going on, everybody? And like I said, Nick may or may not be joining live right now. He will be live 100% for the review post-show later tonight. So let's just, jump right into it, I guess you can say, if you want. See, starting off tonight's show, on the kickoff show, we will have, for the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships, we've got the Bludgeon Brothers defending against Gallows and Anderson. Now, this one's very obvious. There's no kind of thinking or trying to say, well, I don't know here. It's Bludgeon Brothers. They're going to retain. It's all good. Star Jordan 24 Gaming says, new here. What's going on? Thank you for joining us. Jay says your audio is messed up. Does that sound better now? I unplugged and replugged it in. There we go. Better. Everyone's saying better now. Cool. Sometimes I got to get a new cord for my mic. Sometimes if I move it too much, it makes the audio sound all deep, but we're all good. All right, so like I said, this match is a no-brainer. I'm going Bludgeon Brothers. Nick as well, going Bludgeon Brothers. So next up, we do have on the main card, Bobby Lashley taking on Sami Zayn. Again, this is another match that it's like no-brainer. No-brainer. It's going to be Bobby Lashley. There's no way they've done all this build and everything that they've done for Sami Zayn to go over. No. They're trying to build up Bobby Lashley as a big star. They want to try and eventually get the crowd to like him. So, he's going to go over tonight over Sami Zayn, who is kind of a baby face, but more of a heel and good in both roles. Nick also has Bobby Lashley. Codename Bacon in the chat says Bobby Lashley as well. All right, so this one. Maybe not as obvious as the other two. It's Daniel Bryan versus Big Cass. Excuse me. So, I could really see Daniel Bryan coming out victorious. That's who I'm going to pick. But Nick has Big Cass. Like I said, I wish Nick was here. I can get his opinions, but it's all good. Because, he's taking Big Cass. I can kind of see saying Big Cass if you want the feud to keep going to Extreme Rules or something. I know the betting odds at the moment do have Big Cass as the favorite as well. So I'm taking Daniel Bryan. Nick's taking Big Cass. Daniel Bryan, other than that Big Cass win at Backlash, he's lost a lot. And I think he needs a big win on a pay-per-view. Yeah, he won at WrestleMania. It was his first match back. He couldn't have lost then. But I don't know. We'll have to see. I know he did beat Jeff Hardy and he did beat Shelton Benjamin. So he's split right now on wins and losses, but I think he needs a win. Daniel Bryan does. So I'm going Daniel Bryan. Nick's got Big Cass. All right. So next up, in another singles match, we've got Roman Reigns taking on Jinder Mahal. And this one, another obvious one, it's Roman Reigns. Of course, it's going to be Roman Reigns. They're not going to have Jinder Mahal beat the Golden Son, the Golden Boy, the big dog. Roman Reigns. They're just not going to have it happen. He's not going to go over. Jinder can't beat Roman. I'm picking Roman. Nick's picking Roman. I think the whole world is picking Roman. And I know a lot of people, if this match goes on last, I'm going to cancel my subscription. There's no way that Roman Reigns versus Jinder Mahal goes on last. Avery Servant says Daniel Bryan deserves better than this. I think they're still in I guess you can say, filling out period for Daniel Bryan, if that makes any sense. All right, so next up with the SmackDown Live Women's Championship on the line, It's a tough one. It's Asuka versus Carmella. Carmella defending. We know that there's the impending possibility of James Ellsworth. Now, here's the thing. Asuka can win, but she could still walk away non-champion. That's the thing here. Ellsworth can maybe come down, cause Carmella to get disqualified, and then she still walks out the champion, but does lose the match. So, I mean, this is a tough one, like I said, because you have the possible Ellsworth thing, and I'm going to talk more about Ellsworth when we get to the women's ladder match. I see Danny the Phantom say, I've got Carmella. I mean, in all honesty, I'm just going to go Carmella straight up winning the match. Nick's also got Carmella, and go from there. Whether Ellsworth interferes or not, we'll have to see. Like I said, Ellsworth can interfere, get Carmella disqualified, and Asuka wins by DQ. But I'm going to have to go Carmella just straight up, not just walking away the champ, but also winning the match. What's going on, Nabble? All right, so with the Raw Women's Championship on the line, this one's a little tough as well. If you look how WWE typically books, you would think Ronda's going to lose. Because when you go into Monday, when you're leaving last Monday, she made Nia tap out. When you basically, how WWE books is whoever looks bad on the go home is usually winning at the pay-per-view. I think somebody did the stats before, and it's like 60% or more. It's like 70% that usually happens. You look bad on the go home, you win at the pay-per-view. So I think, I'm going to go Ronda here just because I think Ronda, she can't lose her first singles match. I mean, there can be something like a cash-in afterwards, and I'm not even going to try to predict, but I'm going to pick Ronda. Nick's actually got Nia Jax walking out, retaining her championship. So we'll go from there, and we'll see how that happens. Because, I mean, like I said, all the ways you look at it, I guess you can say, as far as how WWE books, you would want to say Nia. But I don't know if you have Ronda lose in her first match. Nabul also says, I got Nia. Quayne Linton says, Nia Jax wins. Stephanie interferes. Oh, no. Nabul says, I got Ronda. My bad. Adam D, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you, too. Albert Rainbow says that Stephanie needs to interfere. Andrew Daughtry says, I think the crowd is going to try to hijack this match. Big time. Yeah, I could see it as well. All right. So next up, we've got, let's see, with the Intercontinental Championship on the line. Seth Rollins, Elias, again, very predictable. This whole show, not the whole show, but I say 70 to 80% of this show is very predictable, and Seth Rollins. I've got Seth, Nick's got Seth. I would like to see Elias win. Like, I would love to see Elias with that Intercontinental Championship, but Seth's just on such a roll right now. The only thing I can see is you got Seth go in there, and he loses. But this is to set up something bigger. He's no longer the Intercontinental Champion. Maybe he becomes the number one contender for the Universal title, takes that title from Brock Lesnar. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'm just saying, I think Seth's going to win the match. I would rather Elias win, but I think if you look at everything, it's going to be Seth Rollins coming out victorious. Foley's Clutch says, I don't really think this is predictable. You don't think, so you think, who do you think is going to win then, Foley Clutch? Like, do you think it's going to be Seth? Do you think it's going to be Elias? Who are you going with? Because like I said, I would like Elias to win, but I think Seth's going to win. All right, guys, enough of the spam. Next person that puts the regards for Poland is going to get timed out. All right, so next up, with the WWE Championship on the line, we've got AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, last man standing. It's an interesting one. AJ's won every other match going forward or past between these two as far as in the WWE. And, yeah, I mean, I think it's just time. You have to give a Nakamura that title. You have to do it. So I think you have Nakamura go over. I know Nakamura's, I guess you could say, kind of been looking strong with the low blow stuff, making people 10 count like he did with Jeff Hardy. He did it with Ty Dillinger. But I really think it's time you go Shinsuke Nakamura. Put that title on him. He did enough. I mean, he should have got that title a long time ago, especially for all the times that he was willing to put over Jinder Mahal. So, Sean Cook, he says, where's Nick? Nick is, if I'm correct, spending a little Father's Day with his father. Gaming Titan says, how do you make these awesome graphics? I do it all in Photoshop. I do it in 3 programs. I use 3 programs. I use Photoshop, Adobe After Effects, and Adobe Premiere. Those are the 3 programs I use. You know, a little off topic here. Design all the stuff in Photoshop. Then if it doesn't really need to be heavily animated, I put it straight into After Effects. If it does need to be heavily animated, then not heavily animated, I go straight into Premiere. If I have to have stuff heavily animated, then I put it in After Effects and then Premiere. So yeah, Photoshop, After Effects, Premiere Pro. Those are the 3 programs I use for all my graphics. And if you do ever see anything 3D on the channel, that's Maxon Cinema 4D. Anyways, back on track. So yeah, I'm going Shinsuke. Nick's going Shinsuke. But this next one, we're not going to agree. It's the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. I think The Miz should win it. I think Miz lost the IC title. Push him. Push him up to the top. Make him a top guy again. Make The Miz a top guy, eventually the champion. Miz needs to win Money in the Bank. I think Miz winning Money in the Bank, perfect. But Nick says Finn Balor. I don't know about that one. Like I said, Nick's not available to give his thoughts. Maybe he'll be able to a little bit later, but I don't know. I don't know Finn. I'm straight up Miz. Sean Cook says, are you streaming after Money in the Bank? Of course. Just like we did last night after TakeOver, we will be live as quickly as possible after tonight's Money in the Bank. Excuse me. I got a cough I can't get rid of. All right. And finally, the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. So this one, it's interesting. We know Charlotte's not going to win. I can just cross her off the list right now. Charlotte Flair is not going to win because she's about to take a month off to get surgery for a ruptured breast implant. So straight off the bat, bloop, she ain't going to win. Now, they teased something with Becky Lynch today. So Mike Rome and Renee Young did a live deal. Mike Rome did a live thing on Facebook and Twitter today, and they were like, we're going to talk our predictions for Money in the Bank, and we'll talk to a couple superstars. They had Daniel Bryan on there. They had Becky Lynch on there. And the interesting thing is Becky comes on and goes, they were like, Becky, this is your 3rd ladder match now. You had 2 last year. You have this one this year. What's different? She goes, well, I don't have to worry about Ellsworth this year coming in and screwing things up. And Renee literally goes, or do you? And they were like, that's the big elephant in the room. That's the big elephant in the room. Is Ellsworth going to interfere? Could Ellsworth screw you again? And it's like, wow. They're not even being subtle about this. Then Becky goes, oh, elephant in the room. Well, then how about we make a little hashtag, Elzephant? You know, Ellsworth, elephant, Elzephant. And they said that like 3 or 4 times. They said it when Becky was on the show. They said it at the very end of their little live show. So it's like, they're really pushing hard that James Ellsworth may interfere and screw Becky Lynch yet again. But I don't know. I'm going to have to go Natalya winning this one. I just think it's time. Natalya is somebody that she needs a little push. This can help her. They can use this to tease and build up her versus Ronda Rousey, especially if Ronda does win the championship tonight. Nick's also picking Natalya, but I don't know. The betting odds did switch in the last hour and a half, 2 hours. They're saying Alexa Bliss now, but I think that could also be because they were, I don't know. The betting odds have Alexa. I got Natty. Nick's got Natty. A lot of you in the chat say Becky or Becky or Alexa. Seems like the going consensus here in the chat. And Nabble says, is Jeff Hardy defending the U.S. title? No. No U.S. title match tonight. No Raw Tag Team title match tonight. Those two, speh. No, none. Raging Red. No, the women, I don't know if the women are main eventing. I don't know which match is going to main event. I would assume one ladder match starts, and one ladder match is either the main event or the second to last, and then you can either have a ladder match or the last man standing match main event. Now, I don't know. I can see the women opening. I can see that opening. But I can see the men opening too. I don't know. I just feel like I think the opener minus the kickoff match is going to have to be a ladder match. Just you do it right off the gate, then you can have that time to get the crowd back, wherever they need to be, and then boom, again. Andrew Dartrey says, Deleters of World versus the B Team, not tonight. I honestly think they may be trying to do that. I think they may be trying to do that in like an Ultimate Deletion style kind of deal because, here's my thought. Before that Battle Royal to crown the number one contender, Matt Hardy was like, the winners of this Battle Royal better be ready because Senor Benjamin needs to get the battlefield ready and then Bray cut him off. So I think we could see the B Team and the Hardy compound for their tag title match. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it's something they teased. So interesting enough. Yeah. So that is the predictions for Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank does start tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific with a kickoff show 1 hour prior. Remember, the shows are going to be 3.5 to 4 hours long now. So, it's going to be a long show, but there's 10 matches in all when you count the pre-show. And we'll see how it all does go. That was my predictions. I gave you Nick's predictions, and we will see you as soon as Money in the Bank ends. Thank you guys for joining us here for our predictions video, and we'll see you guys later tonight. Have a good day. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there.